You mentioned James Connolly there. James Connolly is someone that a lot of people from Edinburgh probably don't even know who James Connolly is. And that is an outrage in itself, because especially if they're independent supporters, because James Connolly was, of course, well, tell us who James Connolly was, Jim.
Well, I mean, James Connolly was a remarkable individual with an incredible life, born in the Cowgate into slum conditions in the Cowgate to Irish parents, and who ended up, of course, being executed for his part in Easter Rising. But between those two events, Connolly had an incredible life.
Indeed.
Dedicated his life to emancipation of the working class.
Indeed.
There were statues to James Connolly in Belfast, Dublin, Chicago, New York. This is somebody who internationally is revered as a working class intellectual and revolutionary.
Absolutely. Where is the James Connolly statue in Edinburgh?
Exactly. Where is the James Connolly statue in Edinburgh? And I think anybody who knows Edinburgh knows the answer to that question.
Indeed.
That is the problem.
You know.
But we definitely need to be thinking about James Connolly and part of the political discussion. Why did James Connolly not feature prominently in the 2014 referendum? He should have been front and centre of that.
Indeed.
If you want to win the arguments of working class, then you have to be making the case that James Connolly was making.
Indeed.
And in terms of a permanent memorial, the reason to put a permanent memorial to James Connolly in Edinburgh is not about Ireland.
No.
It's not about how he died, it's about how he lived.
Yeah.
And it's very much about the city. It's time for the city to recognise the contribution of working class people and immigrant communities.
Absolutely.
You put a statue up to James Connolly, you do that.
Yeah.
Edinburgh doesn't want to do that, and people need to ask themselves
We
why.
have statues to slavers and all kinds of nefarious individuals and child molesters, but we don't have any to James Connolly. So it's certainly something that should be on the conscience of everybody in the city. You know.